The Consumer Electronics Show is happening in Las Vegas this week, which means a TechLinked episode every weekday filmed here in the studio, not on location. Because have you been to Vegas? There's just a layer of slime on everything. It's like it's underwater. Demand for desktop GPUs hit a 20-year low in 2022, according to data from John Petty Research, which I'm sure AMD and NVIDIA are super confused by. Like, guys, we made you these really powerful graphics cards. All we ask in return is all of your money. So Team Red, Green, and Blue have responded the only way they know how, by slashing their orders for more chips from major chip manufacturer TSMC. They're thinking gamers must just not be into GPUs right now, so I guess we'll stop making them? Okay, fine, I'll put a pause on the sarcasm. No one's buying GPUs because despite the supply shortage being alleviated last year, prices are still high, thanks to NVIDIA and even AMD launching their new, quite expensive flagship GPUs, which also seem to carry their own unique burn risks. They're special. That's not to say NVIDIA has totally ignored the budget market. They just launched a new RTX 3050 with a lower TDP of 115 watts, so you can save a few cents on your power bill. You know, they really know about the concerns of the people. India will be mandating the use of USB-C ports for charging portable electronics weeks after similar legislation from the EU finally got final approval or was signed into law or got a lot of votes or something. Honestly, I feel like I've reported on that story like 18 times. India's reasons for the mandate seem similar to the EU's. They want to make life easier for consumers, reduce e-waste to protect the environment, and make Apple do something they don't want to do because that's funny. The Bureau of Indian Standards would require mobile devices to use USB-C by March 2025, although the rules also make room for a second standard charging method for smartwatches and other wearables. It's also important to note that Apple might be able to shimmy its way out of rules like this by making a portless iPhone that charges via MagSafe, since laws like these often have terms saying you have to use USB-C for wired charging, but I really hope Apple does make at least one official USB-C iPhone, just so we have it, because then we have it. And like I said, you'll want to prepare yourselves for some hot tech news from CES this week. Usually we have a few pre-show announcements to report on, but for the most part so far, we've only gotten some press releases from Samsung about monitors. One is about the 8K ultra-wide, which is not really 8K, so it's kind of annoying that they keep calling it that. They announced that in November. Monitor specs are already confusing enough as it is. And another press release is about a color-calibrated 5K monitor meant to compete with similar models from Apple and LG. Although Samsung did also announce a smart oven with an internal camera that can recognize over 100 dishes so it can cook them automatically while you stream footage of it to Twitch. Now that is a taste of the good weird CES stuff, pun intended. LG also announced their 2023 lineup of TVs is brighter. No, I don't care, it's too normal. Give me the smart robot toilets and sentient pillows. That's what CES is about. Now it's time for CES Quick Bits, brought to you by Seasonic, the legendary power supply brand known throughout the realms for their ridiculous reliability and for their sponsoring of TechLinked CES coverage. I love them. And right now, Seasonic has a special promo with Newegg. Use code LOVELMG. I didn't even know that it was gonna be that. To save $10 on Seasonic's Focus FM series power supplies. And guess what? They got cool MagFlow fans now too. MagFlows make installation and cable management easier than ever thanks to their intuitive magnetic connection system. So check out Seasonic's Focus FM promo and learn more about MagFlow at the links below. Love you, Seasonic. Quick Bits have all sorts of other qualities too. They're not just quick. Don't put them in a box. Benchmarks have leaked for upcoming NVIDIA cards, indicating that the unlaunched RTX 4080 12GB, aka the 4070 Ti, performs about as well as the RTX 3090 Ti, at least in 3D Mark. Another leak showed the unreleased laptop version of the RTX 4090 performing better than a desktop 3090 in Geekbench. But why am I telling you this when NVIDIA's GeForce event at CES is going to start in a matter of hours? They'll probably give you all sorts of reliable information that you can take at face value. When they say it's a 4080, it's a 4080. Multiple reports are claiming that Chinese smartphone giants Oppo and Huawei have made progress in designing and manufacturing their own in-house chipsets, which would reduce their reliance on non-Chinese suppliers. Huawei's designed their own chips for a while, but they recently filed a patent describing an extreme ultraviolet or EUV lithography process, which enables the production of higher-end chips. So once they launch phones without any non-Chinese parts, at least you can be more confident that they're spying on you. I mean, at least I know now, you know? It's the uncertainty that gets me. Netflix has ads now, at least for their cheapest tier, and according to Jeremy Zimmer, head of Hollywood's United Talent Agency, that means Netflix content creators should be getting a cut of ad revenue, because Netflix has turned them into YouTubers, basically. Now, that argument would be pretty solid if Netflix was making a lot of money off ads, which it doesn't appear to be. Only 9% of new Netflix signups in the US were for the ad-supported tier, causing Netflix to actually have to pay back advertisers for some of their ad spending. So maybe Adam Sandler should consider YouTube, or Floatplane. Can you imagine we get some Adam Sandler Floatplane exclusives? I wouldn't watch them. The royalty-free AV1 video codec has had a hard time breaking into the mainstream, but popular transcoding app Handbrake has added official AV1 support in the latest release. So now watch all the cards fall. Okay, fine, the app doesn't support NVIDIA or AMD's implementations of the codec yet, but that will probably come soon, hopefully before some tech giant or another realizes that letting an open source standard that lets people run things faster without paying them money might be a bad idea. And Sam Bankman-Fried, released on bail after being arrested in relation to the collapse of the FTX exchange, just can't stop himself from commenting on stuff that he probably shouldn't, like recent news that crypto wallets associated with Alameda Research, the sister company of FTX, have been spotted transferring out funds. "None of these are me," SBF tweeted. That's right, bud. Maintain innocence, even though your buddies all pled guilty to federal charges. Look, I'm not saying he's definitely guilty. Like, let the trial play out. I'm just telling him to shut up. Stop talking. Speaking of which, I'll take my own advice now. But you should come back tomorrow for more tech news. Different advice for different people. You should never stop talking. We need your voice in this time.